data once the computer is switched off. So that means that this primary device, primary storage RAM, it store data when program is active. Okay, whenever program is active, then only it stores that specific data of that active program. When the computer is switched off, it means it doesn't store that data. Okay, it doesn't store the data of that active program. But in secondary storage, it is not directly connected to the CPU, but and also it is not fast as RAM. Okay, so this secondary storage devices retains the data when the computer is turned off. Means when computer is turned off, the data which is present in that CPU, okay, it is stored in that CPU, in that secondary storage. Okay, so the data which is present in storage, in secondary storage, it won't be lost. Okay, so it will be there only, it will be kept there only. Okay, but in primary storage, when the computer is switched off, the data will be lost. Okay, so it won't hold data when computer is turned off, but in secondary storage it will keep that data even computer is turned off. Okay, so this drives. So rewritable storage, look here. So rewritable storage devices are known as disk drives. We use disk drives to store our data, information and or instructions for future use. The most commonly used disk drives are here optical disk drive. Okay, optical drive, DVD, RW and CD, RW. So it is known as optical drive because it reads and writes the information optically using low power laser. Okay, so here you can see in your on your screen. So this is what disk drive. Okay, so it is known as optical drive because it reads and writes the information optically using low power laser. So some advantage of this optical drive are it is not very expensive, can hold a lot of data, easy to carry, small in size. Okay, and some of these advantages of this optical drives are easily get scratched and damaged. Okay, and easily breakable. Okay, now hard disk drive. So it is a non-volatile random access digital magnetic data storage device. Consists of one or more hard rotating disk platters coated with magnetic material. Magnetic heads read and write on these disks. Some of advantages of hard disks are large internal storage capacity, store and retrieves data much faster than optical disk drive. External hard disks can be carried easily. So in this hard disk drive, like we have seen this kind of hard disks. Okay, so here it will be some kind of hard disks, but inside this hard disk, inside this rectangular box, there are some plates. Okay, and here, so look here. So consists of one or more hard rotating disk platters. So these platters are present in hard disks coated with magnetic material, and magnetic heads read and write on these disks. So here these magnetic heads are also present. Okay, which is read and write disk. Okay, so this is the diagram or internal diagram of an hard disk. So it is the internal diagram of what hard disks. Okay, so the some advantages of this hard disks are it is large internal storage capacity. Okay, so it has large internal storage capacity and stores and retrieves data much faster than optical disk drive. Okay, so it is much faster than compared to this optical disk drive, and external hard disks can be carried easily. Now some disadvantages of hard disks are internal hard disk is fixed inside the computer, so it cannot be transferred easily from one computer to another. Okay, so this hard disk, so this internal hard disk is fixed inside the computer, so that's why it is not easy to transfer from one computer to another computer. So this is the external hard disk which we can carry easily with us Okay. Now USB flash drive or pen drive. So compact in a size compared to CDs or DVD. It is most commonly known as pen drive because of its size and shape. Storage capacity is much more than CDs. Now some advantages of USB flash drive are it is cost effective, power efficient, resistant to scratches and dust, convenient, smaller in size. Okay, so these are the advantages of this pen drive. So compact, this pen drive is what? Compact in size as compared to CDs and DVDs. Okay, it is smaller than size compared to CDs and DVDs, and also means it is resistant to scratches and dust. Okay, compared to this optical disc drive, and it is also power efficient and cost effective. Now some disadvantages of pen drive are due to its small size, it can be easily misplaced. Okay, so because of its small size, it can be easily misplaced, difficult to retrieve data if USB is damaged. So now when this USB is damaged, then it will be difficult to retrieve that data which is present in pen drive or USB. So we use this disk drive in our daily life for storing our digital data. Okay. Now power supply, SMPS. Switch mode power supply is a device which supplies electric power. It has a switching regulator which helps in converting electric power efficiently while supplying power to our computer. It converts the voltage and current characteristics. It converts unregulated input voltage into regulated output voltage. So this power supply, okay, I think it is present in your, yeah. So in next slide we will see power supply. So this power supply, it supplies what? Electric power. Okay, so it is fixed inside the CPU and it supplies electric power to entire system. Okay, so it has a switching regulator which helps in converting electrical power efficiently while supplying power to our computer. It converts the voltage and current characteristics. It converts unregulated input voltage into regulated output voltage. Okay, so this power supply, it converts unregulated input voltage into a regulated output voltage. Okay. Now some of advantages of SMPS are: it is highly efficient, small in size, it's not heavy, it's cost effective, wide input voltage range. Okay, so this is our power supply, SMPS. The main disadvantage of SMPS is its complex circuit. Okay, now motherboard. Okay, so this is motherboard of CPU. The most essential part of a computer is the motherboard because it holds together all the crucial parts. Okay, so this motherboard is what? It is very essential part of computer. Okay, because it holds together all the crucial parts. Okay, the CPU, memory and connectors for input and output devices are mounted on the motherboard. Thin layer of copper or aluminum foil are printed on the motherboard. These are known as traces. Okay, so if we will zoom this picture, now look here. So this thin aluminum foil. Okay, so you can see here. So this thin aluminum or copper foil, you can see on your screen. So this thin aluminum or copper foil is present in this motherboard and it is called what? It is called traces. Okay, so this aluminum or copper foil which is printed on this motherboard, it is known as traces. Okay, so these traces from the circuits between various components on the motherboard. Motherboard also contains sockets and slots to connect to the two other components. The board acts as mother of all components, therefore it is termed as motherboard. Okay. Now ports. So you can see a port, it is there with me. So there are so many ports. Okay, we will discuss one by one, we will see it one by one. So a computer port or peripheral port is a connection point or interface between a computer and an external or internal device. External port connects to a device like modem, printer, mouse, etc. Internal ports are for connecting hard disks, drive, CD-ROM, etc. So these ports connect means extra devices, extra peripheral device. Okay, so we will see it. So this is serial port and used to connect modems or mouse. Now parallel port, okay, used to connect scanners and printers. So this port is used to connect what? Scanners, printers. And here USB port. Okay, so you have seen in so many devices this kind of port. Okay, so all kind of USB devices such as external hard disks or pen drive. Okay, so it is used to connect all kind of USB devices such as external hard disks or pen drive or etc. Okay, now power connector, this is the port, power connector. It is used to connect to supply power to the computer. Okay, modem port, so these are the modem port, telephone network used to connect telephone network. Ethernet port, so this is our Ethernet port, it is used to connect internet. And digital video interface, so this is digital video video interface and it is used to connect LCD monitors, etc. And PS2 ports. Okay, so old keyboard and mouse are used to connect with this port. Okay, now modem. Okay, a modem is a device that enables a computer to transmit data over telephone lines. Computer information is stored digitally, whereas information transmitted over telephone line is in the form of analog waves. A modem connects these two forms, digital and analog. Okay, so you can see here in this diagram that here this is modem and this is telephone line. Okay, so data transmit over this telephone line which is in an analog wave. Okay, analog data, and this modem converts this analog data into a digital form. Okay, so you can see here. So this analog waves, so this modem converts analog wave into a digital data. Okay, peripheral devices. Now peripheral devices are those devices which are connected to a computer for input and output but are not a part of core computer. The peripheral connect to computers through ports. By connecting the peripherals, we enhance the functionality of a computer. There are different types of peripheral devices. As we discussed earlier, that the extra additional devices which are added to a computer. Okay, so those devices which are additional, which are added to the computer for extra work, so those devices are called what? Peripheral devices. Okay, so and these peripheral devices are not a part of core computer. Okay, so here you can see the different types of peripheral devices. One, input devices such as keyboard and mouse, output devices such as monitor and printer, storage devices such as hard disks and flash drives. So these were the different types of peripheral devices. Now keyboard, okay. So keyboard is the most important input device. It looks like an electronic typewriter with some additional keys. We can type letters, numbers and special characters using the keys arranged on the keyboard. The most popular keyboard used is the QWERTY keyboard. It has 101 keys arranged on the keyboard, okay. So no need to explain much more about this keyboard because all of you know, okay, about it. So keys on the the keys on the keyboard are classified as follows. So one, alphanumeric keys includes alphabet and numbers. Punctuation keys include comma, period, semicolon, etc. And special keys include function keys, control keys, arrow keys, caps lock keys, etc. Okay. Now mouse. So mouse is used to point and draw on the monitor. We cannot work on GUI based interface without the use of a mouse. Mouse plays a very important role as an input device. As we move the mouse on the mouse pad, the pointer we see on the screen, it also moves accordingly, okay. So GUI based interface means what? Graphic user interface. That means in GUI, like for example, if I want to circle this mouse, then I need some kind of device, okay, which will draw a circle around this mouse. So just now I draw here. So this was what you can call, this is a mouse, okay. And because this stylus is an input device, now as we move the mouse on the mouse pad, the pointer on the screen also moves in that direction, okay. It is a small device with 2 or 3 buttons which can easily fit into our hands. Its name is derived from its shape. It resembles a mouse and its wire is like the tail of the mouse, okay. So that's why we call it mouse. While working on laptop, we use mouse pad instead of a mouse. So you can see here, so this is what mouse pad, okay. It is also known as touch pad or track pad. It has a specialized surface which translates the motion of the finger and the pointer moves on the screen like a mouse. It also has 2 or 3 buttons, okay. Now scanner. It is a peripheral input device attached to a computer. It captures the image, photographs and documents and converts them into digital signals. Once the image of the hard copy is converted into a digital file, it can be stored, viewed and edited on the computer, okay. So this scanner simply scan whatever we will place inside this scanner, okay. Now printer. So printer are most commonly used peripheral output devices. They are used to produce an output on paper, which is known as hard copy, okay. Following are the types of printer most commonly used. So here you can see printers. So number 1 is inkjet. These are the most commonly used printers. They print using quick drying ink on paper. The ink is stored in disposal ink cartridges, okay. So inkjet is used, okay. So inkjet is very popular printer. It is used in every places, okay. So laser printers use laser to print on paper. These are larger than inkjet printers. And 3D printer, this one is awesome printer. It is printing manufacturing process. It builds layer to create a 3-dimensional solid object from a digital model. CAD, computer aided design program is used to create a digital model. Okay, so we have completed lesson number 1, and soon I will send you notes of these lessons. Okay, so bye.